Hey, welcome to the training seminar here that I have here called Cool Stuff for Nyack College faculty. This is information related to web tools. We're going to talk about this today. This is the little presentation that I had earlier. Yay, that was the bottom of the page. So let's start again with the top of the page, shall we? And welcome to the technology workshop that I had advertised for everybody. This is a cool stuff that, don't ask me why I brought that up as a title, but I did. Anyway, it's related to web technology that some of you wanted to learn. Today I'm going to be talking about Firefox applications, Firefox Add-ons, Google Tools and Docs, and their calendar. I'm going to be talking a little bit about some online newspapers that you may not have heard about. Main element that I wanted to talk about today is the presentation guidelines, tips for course presentation files to help people learn how to create PowerPoints for all of their classes and then use them in other venues. Finally, I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to make MP3s and use them in the development of podcasts. First thing that I wanted to talk about here is the bunch of add-ons that Firefox has. I'm assuming that most of you use Internet Explorer, or if you're a Mac person, you might use Safari. I'd like to recommend that all of you begin using Firefox, primarily because Firefox has something called add-ons. Firefox, like all other open source applications, are freely available to be used and investigated by anybody who's interested. Internet Explorer is made by Microsoft, and the only way you can get into it is if you work at Microsoft. And so the ability to create add-ons is a little more difficult. All of the add-ons that you see on this page here are actually created by people who do not work for Firefox. They could get inside and look at the guts of it, and then they started developing their own little add-ons. And so these are a bunch of add-ons that I think are very useful and popular. AutoPager automatically lists the second page or the third page or the 50th page of whatever list of information that you're looking at. So if you're in a browser and you have a list of things, you'll be able to not have to click next, next, next to get to the next list. Cool Iris is a way of looking at images and movies in a nice, cool way. Weave, or it's now called Sync, is a way for you to have your bookmarks on different computers synced up so that they're all the same. TabMix Plus is actually what it's called. It allows you to create a row of tabs at the top of your browser instead of having a long list of tabs, for those of you who are tab crazy like me. Download Helper, Video Download Helper, allows you to download videos right off the web. So if you're at YouTube and you have a video that you want, that you can get that. Scrapbook allows you to save things for later offline viewing, and also you can save them just in case things get removed from the web. You still have copies. Fox Tabs is a way for you to see your tabs in another, again, it's a cool way. And then your speed dial is basically speed dial for your browser. 5 or 6 or even up to 9 places that you typically go to, they show up in the beginning and you just click one click and you get to them right away. So this is AutoPager after you install it. Oh, and by the way, you simply go to any of the links that I have here on this page. All these links will take you to these add-ons. You click on it in your Firefox browser and you'll be able to add them, install them into your browser. This is what the AutoPager looks like. I'm doing a Google search, and you'll see that I'm in between page 8 and 9. You'll see this little thing appear right here that says Page Break by AutoPager. It automatically brought me to the next page. I didn't have to do anything. Didn't have to click next, next, next. I could just go on to the next page. And that's the advantage of AutoPager. It's just one long list of things, and it automatically loads the next page so that I don't have to click next. This is Cool Iris. Again, if you install Cool Iris, you'll be able to click, type in whatever you want as your search here. You click here, and all these pictures, they stream this way, or they stream that way. They stream left or right. And you can then click on that particular picture. It'll zoom in so that you can see it. If you want to save it, you can do that. It's a very cool way to look at images and movies. Okay? And that's Cool Iris. Sync, get up and go. Allows you to synchronize your documents, your bookmarks, your plugins from on a bunch of different computers. So, for example, oh, by the way, here is the icon for AutoPager. Here is the icon for Fox Tabs. There's an icon down here that I don't have for Sync. But in any event, sync is going to allow you to synchronize things on different computers. I have a computer at home, I have a computer in my office, I have a computer that I travel with, and I have the same bookmarks for all of them because I use sync. And if I add a new bookmark because I'm doing something at school or they've developed a new website, I put it into this little list here. When I go home, I synchronize on my home computer and I get that bookmark again. Excellent tool to have, sync. Another one here is called Tab Mix Plus. Tab Mix Plus allows me to get a list of tabs, not in this order, this long list that goes on forever, but I can wrap them. I can make a second row and a third row and a fourth row and a fifth row so that I can have all these tabs all up at the same time and I don't have this long stream that I have to go back and forth to. Tab Mix Plus is indispensable for people who are doing searches on the web. If, for example, you are looking for something in a search engine and you want to see a whole bunch of them all at once, that's all you have to do is press on the Control key or the Command key if you're a Mac person and just click away, and those tabs will just continue opening up one after another so that you can then view them later. This way you don't have to stream back and forth. You can just see them in the 3 or 4 rows. Next one here is Video Downloader, and you see these little 3 icons that are all sitting here. If you're on a web page that has a video that can be downloaded, this will start to spin. It'll start to spin like this, indicating to you that yes, you can download something. So, for example, you go to YouTube or you go to TED or you go somewhere where you're getting some video that you find useful for your class and you would like to download it just in case the internet doesn't work and you want to show it to your class, or just in case the video gets taken down and you want to use it in your class but are afraid that it might be lost. You can download it with this little applet, this little add-on. Next one here is called Scrapbook, and again, Scrapbook is similar to Video Downloader. You can download things onto your computer. It could be any web page. The nice thing about it, of course, is that you can then look at this stuff if you're offline. You can also look at this stuff if the original location has been removed and or taken down. So it's a nice way to collect things that you want to use as you go along. Excuse me. Next one here is Fox tabs. I can't really show it to you here because I don't have it installed on my system here, but it can make your browser look kind of like this. So it's kind of cool to look at. Actually, maybe I can. I don't know if I've installed. It's not here. It is here, right? And I click on this, and I can get a bunch of options as to. Nope, that's not the one I want. That's Cool Iris. Yeah, what a bummer. Yeah, I don't have Fox tabs launched here, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So let's go back to our site. Anyway, that's what it would look like if we had it. And this is speed dial. You'll have a bunch of 9 different sites here that you always go to. You assign 4 to go to website X, and then you can get to it right away. So that's speed dial. Any questions? I didn't think so. Next thing I want to show you is some Google tools. In order to do this, you'll need to have a Google account. So you'll go to Gmail and get a Google account, and then you have access to Google Docs, which is a word processor, presentation, spreadsheet, and forms. This is what Google Mail would look like if you have access to it. You click on it and you can see your mail listed here. Your contacts are listed here also. But if you click on Google Documents, this window will appear. And in this window you'll have a list of documents that you have, that you own, that other people are sharing with you, and you can also create. You can create a new document, a new presentation, new spreadsheet, new form, new drawing. These things basically work like Microsoft Office, only they're online. Some of the big advantages to these things is that one is that your documents are always online. If you forget something at home, you don't have to worry about it because it's online. If you you put it on a stick and you don't have to worry about it. It's online. You can go get it as long as you have internet access. You can also share it with other people so that multiple people can read and or edit a document with you. I've done research papers with people who are living in Japan still. We put it on Google Docs. I'm working on one section. He's working on another section. We can work on the same document at the same time. It also has revision history. So if working with my partner, he decides to delete 3 pages of stuff that I put in that I thought was good, I can go back and retrieve that information because I have revision history. Same thing would be in your presentation, which is like PowerPoint, and your spreadsheets, which is like Excel. You also have a calendar, which I don't have. Calendar is for the yada yada, so which is a bummer. Okay, next one I want to show you is Zoho. Zoho is very similar to Google. The only difference is that Google has fewer options, fewer applications. Zoho has all of these options that you're looking at. It actually has more. They're all free. They're all online based. So your Zoho online word processor is basically your word processor, just like in Word, only it has a bazillion options in it. So you can use all of these as well if you're interested to using these online tools. Next thing I wanted to talk about are newspapers. I normally ask people if they read newspapers. Of course, fewer and fewer people are. Lots of people read their local newspaper, or they'll read it just on weekends. You ask students, and they don't read anything. But I wanted to let you know that if you went to a place, well, even if you don't go to My Way, I just picked My Way because it's a nice way of organizing all of this information. My Way allows you to create a web page where you can have a list of newspapers that you can view all the time. And some of them that I wanted you to know about are Christian-based newspapers. For example, WorldNet Daily, Newsmax, World Magazine, Christianity Today. Christianity is actually just a magazine. But Newsmax and WorldNet Daily are newspapers that talk about news that are being made today. The only difference is the authors and the website itself comes from a Christian worldview perspective. There are also conservative newspapers that you may or may not have heard of. World Tribune, The American Thinker, Spectator, Breitbart are all very conservative. The typical newspapers that you see, the typical TV stations that you see are not conservative. They are liberal, and so these is just going to be a very different element of information that you get from here in the new media that you do not get in the old media. Breitbart was recently in the news for information that he posted on his website that caused quite a stir. There are people who really like Breitbart. There are people who really hate Breitbart. But the interesting thing about him is that he is conservative and he is the new media. Alright, next thing I wanted to talk about are presentation tips. And then when we're done, we'll talk about these. And that's it. If you do have any questions, please get a hold of me. Thank you for participating. Have a nice day.